So everyone has Pluto in their chart. You can go to astrocafe/natal charts and input your birth data, and you can find out where Pluto and Scorpio lie in your chart. Pluto is the ruling planet for Scorpio, and it rules birth, death, regeneration. It rules secrets. It rules sort of the composition and decomposition of life. It rules endings and beginnings. Death, in terms of Pluto, is only death of a form and then creation of a new form. And it also rules the life crises that come into being in order for you to transform. So people often are afraid of Pluto the way they're afraid of Saturn. It kind of is a reckoning day for people. And so learning to understand, embrace, and befriend Pluto is a way to your own personal empowerment and spiritual transformation. So we're going to look into Pluto. Pluto rules so many things. It's taboos, it's obsessions and phobias. Pluto, the planet Pluto, was discovered around the time that the atom bomb was created, and Pluto is also related to the word plutocracy. So sort of a small amount of people with a lot of power. And of course, Pluto has to do with our sexuality and how we transform and rebirth ourselves as human beings in various areas of our life. Because Pluto's orbit is so incredibly long, it's usually, we only get about a third of it or less. Pluto has almost a 250-year orbit. And so we're only going to get a glimpse of it in our lives, and that's why Pluto is often associated with generations rather than personal characteristics. It's more of a transpersonal, generational planet. However, wherever it shows up in your chart, or wherever Scorpio shows up in your chart, shows the areas that you will be regenerating often in your life. So let's go on to Pluto through the elements. And again, everyone has Pluto in their chart, and you can go to Astro Cafe, Natal Charts, and input your birth data, and there you'll have a whole list of all your natal planets and where they lie. So I'm going through Pluto in terms of the elements. So we're going to start with the fire signs. Pluto in fire is uncomfortable. Pluto is a slow, deep, transformational process, and fire by its nature is very dynamic, very fast. The generations with Pluto in a fire sign will be dealing with issues of power having to do with self-expression. Fire is always self-expression, so that would be Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So generations who have Pluto in fire want what they want, and they want it now. It's a very need for things to happen quickly. So these generations tend to transform layers of self-expression in a society very quickly, and there can be at times a reckless or explosiveness in the Pluto fire generations. So moving on to the earth signs, which are Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. Pluto in the earth signs is quite comfortable. There's sort of a easy connection because the earth signs have a lot to do with money, and because money is related to power, Pluto is often associated with money and taxes and plutocracies. So Pluto in earth signs, as I said, as I say every time, moves very slowly. And Pluto, being slow and deep in its nature, transforms the nature of systems, particularly financial systems, when it's in an earth element. And so the generations with Pluto in an earth element are making slow, deep, permanent change with relation to material and financial structures in society. So then we'll move on to our air signs. Air signs, as we know, have to do with the way we communicate socially. And so when Pluto is in an air sign, he is working on transforming, transmuting our social communications and interactions. And the way Pluto works is Pluto usually rips something down and destroys it or dissolves it before creating something new. And that's why life, death, and regeneration, sexuality, conception are all under Pluto's rule. So with the air signs, again, the air signs move more quickly and they are transforming the way we do societal interactions, communications. This includes the internet. So yeah, that's Pluto in an air sign. And that's Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. And then lastly, we have Pluto in the water signs. And Pluto in water always includes a personal element because water is always the personal element of society. So Pluto is also, Scorpio and Pluto are connected. So Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces will be very affected by Pluto. And that's on the emotional, personal relationship spectrum. Pluto will transform the way society and the individual communicates their emotions or shares how they feel, and it will transform both on a personal and a transpersonal level how we express our emotions to each other. And Pluto kind of deals with the more shadow realms, so it could be like darker or more difficult emotional relational experiences that people are having and transforming that in the future. So if you enjoyed these videos, please take a look at my website, www.santafeastrology.net. You can see that written below. Feel free to contact me with any questions. If there's any further information you're curious about, do contact me because I'm interested in making videos with content that isn't readily available on the internet right now. So feel free to contact me either for content, questions, or comments, and also to, if you'd like a more detailed personal reading, astrological counseling,